New revelation smacks us in the face.
Okay.
Kidnapped
And let's hope this
had
is our
technology
last
shoved
revelation for a
inside of you.
while.
And now you're different people.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but
And there's the
I
cat,
think it's fair
everybody.
to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for.
He is
Does
here.
everyone agree?
He is floofy.
Agreed.
And
Though
he
I'll
screams.
admit that I never expected
He loves
it
to
to
scream.
all boil down to Rena's
One of
great
his favorite
spirit being
pastimes during
behind
the day.
everything.
Everything that's happened.
Yeah, that too.
Everything we've endured. It's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans,
There he is.
who went on to
Sniffing
invade
around.
and rule over the Danans.
Here for all the people.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well
Just
is
the
likely
tail.
because they were
all
originally
they need is the
Danans
floof.
all along.
Partial floof, at least.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much even.
Oh,
We
there
should
he is.
probably take it
There
easy
he
and
is.
rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things
Leap.
over before we decide on our
Off he
next move?
goes to the
That's a
land
good
of
idea,
Oz.
Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of
The
us.
Renan spirit is behind all this. How the fuck do we kill a ghost?
Rena, too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be
It's
alone
just the way it
right
is.
now?
They're going comic book
I
style.
could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds
So
good.
much
Let's
salt.
go find them.
Your party is
Everyone's
disbanded. Why is
just
my
gone
party
their own way,
disbanded?
huh?
Yeah,
Seriously?
everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, no, that the Helganquil made up.
Right.
I don't know.
Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible
Oh,
the Helganquil
here he comes
could be
again.
behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if
Well, there he
Hevrek
is.
35 was telling
Here
the
he
truth,
comes.
and this was all just
Throw
one
him out of
massive
the
lie,
abyss.
does that mean everything we've done up
To
until
moon
now has
everyone.
been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I
Just
think it just
scream at
means we
everyone.
lost
I
our
think
foothold
the
for
other
now.
boy is coming
That's
along,
all.
too.
Really?
We know you want to scream at them.
If we've
Just do
lost
it.
it, I guess we'll just have
Scream.
to find another.
Or just
All of
sit
us
on my
together.
leg.
And if we can't find one, then we'll
I
make
see
a
how
new
it
one.
is.
End of story.
Thus is the life of a cat.
I see.
I'm gonna
Right then.
precariously
Count me
balance
in.
here. Just because. Seriously? Now I have to talk to the party. Who the fuck are you, sir? He'll be healed nonetheless. You're welcome.
And I was going to talk to you for like a half hour. Sudoku. Or he's just gonna leave.
He just disappeared.
You both seem awfully calm.
Is it just possible to place all the
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
I wish they would stop
Yeah.
these quests where I
get
have to
this
talk
sinking
to
feeling
everyone.
Whenever I remember how Dan and mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that.
No, it's
but
definitely not that simple. We have to
Danans
kill a giant
probably
spirit.
won't be so quick to
Jeez.
let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't
Yes,
surprise
yes,
me.
there's been a very,
100
very
years of
giant
bad blood
jumble
and
of
prejudice
cutscenes.
Isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was
Yeah, just a
thinking
little bit.
maybe,
They could have gave me
I
some
don't know,
stuff to
I
do,
could use my
as
position
opposed to
both
like
a
talking
dad
to those
and a
3
mage
people,
to
then
help
being
bring
like,
both sides
your party is
together.
disbanded. Go find them and talk to
That
all
great
of them.
spirit worries me too,
So-
though.
what? Why do I have to
Dana's will
talk to like
feels
6
so
people?
warm and inviting.
I just
So
talked
why
to
is
3.
Rena's will trying
Shouldn't
to
we be
destroy
leaving?
our entire
We have a
planet?
spirit to go kill.
Now that you mention it, Everett 35
We don't
and the other
leave.
scientists here never
We can't
really
do
brought that up.
the spirit
Maybe they
asshole
don't know
ripping.
either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
There's 1 person down. Now we got another person over here. Yes, my livestock has reached maturity. I'll get the horse meat in a minute.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh,
we're
it's
killing
you two.
horses?
I'm turning them
Does
into
he seem
steaks,
like he's doing any better now?
Oh,
along with the sheep
He
and the
who?
pigs and the rabbit
You mean
pigs.
Dohalim, don't you?
They're pigs with rabbit
I know
ears.
that we're all struggling to
They're
wrap
called
our
raw
minds
pigs.
around it all. But he looked
True
like
story.
he was taking it really
And the
hard
chickens.
earlier.
And what do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some
No,
level,
that's raw pygmy,
I'm
not
not
rat
even really
pygmy.
sure what to think,
Completely
to be honest.
separate.
I mean, the Great Spirit is
I'm
like a
a
huge
cat,
natural
and I think I'm
disaster,
weird.
but with a mind and will of its own. But if that
Yeah, they
thing's
really
hell-bent on trying to destroy our planet,
why do they?
then
like,
the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans,
So they can
I
pounce
suppose
at
my
their
feelings
unsuspecting
on that
enemies.
are a bit more mixed.
Here, get your tail.
How so?
Give it. Yeah, see you, sir.
Coexistence between
Your tail.
Danans and Renans and Menancia is still a work in progress.
They're everywhere.
In my
attack
case,
you.
I
Probably.
think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard
I'll
around
win.
Renans.
I always
so,
win,
No, you don't.
especially against that one.
to be
Well, that's
told
'cause
that they're
I'm
like
weak.
us, that they're actually just like us is,
What are you giggling at, little boy?
well,
Huh? Huh? Do
I
your
guess it's a
Sudoku.
little deflating, to be honest.
Okay.
You kept a pretty level head.
No.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day,
Riley
the
sees how it is.
Helghan Quill and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible.
Riley knows.
But at the same
I
time,
really wish I understood how
I
this
realize
counter
that
worked.
Not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
3.
I know you're already aware
4.
of this, but the list of grievances the Danans
There's
have
minimum
against
4
the Renans
people
is
that I know
long.
are in here
And
that I
understandably
know are
so.
real people.
And
But Twitch is
if people
telling me
then
too.
find out that they're all actually one and the same.
Fucking Twitch.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Good time, come on.
Well,
Meow,
first
meow,
we can
meow.
try to figure out what
Yeah,
to do
it's
about
really
the
weird.
existing
Like, I don't know
conflicts we
how
have.
Twitch calculates
Yeah.
that, because obviously
It'd
there's
be nice if one day people
4
could
people
learn
in
to
chat.
get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend.
But then
that
there will
the
be
past
days that
didn't
I don't see
happen and
anybody
ask
that I
people
know
to
in chat,
forget
and it'll be
their
like,
very
yes,
real
there's
pain
6
and
people here.
suffering.
Right.
Goodbye, cat.
Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario,
Here comes the
might lead
bride,
to even
all
more
dressed in
people getting
flesh,
killed.
And we all have to figure out how
walking
to
past
meet
the zombie
halfway.
so she doesn't get
Not
eaten
just
to
that,
death.
but to also embrace each other's pain in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Don't encourage
true.
him. Do your Sudoku.
Everybody has their own scars.
It'll be
their
the
own
new
trauma.
thing used at
First
everyone's
step to
weddings.
healing those wounds is
All
to
the
put
women will
aside
wear
that
wear
hatred.
meat dresses.
It won't be achieved through
Everyone will be
reasoning,
dressed up as
but I
zombies.
think it's a good first step.
Funny though.
If nothing
If her meat
else.
dress is terrible, then she just gets
And
murdered.
now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that,
Eaten to death
first
by
we
family
need
and
to make
friends.
Sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Family bonding.
You stop paying attention, dude.
That's
It's kind of hard to hear him. You
mean
It's
not
kinda
hear
hard to
him?
Not hear him making jokes
how the wedding buffet works.
about
I still
eating
can't
people.
believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying
See,
to make sense of
see,
all
that's
this.
the big thing.
Believe me.
He thinks it's jokes.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely
You
and
know,
totally
what's a
lost.
better wholesome
It was
family
really that
activity
bad
than
for you?
cannibalism?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else,
Really brings the
I
family
remembered that
together.
I still had things out there worth fighting for.
You know, into one stomach at some point.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about
Just remember,
repeating the same
like they said
mistakes
on
I made
Highlander,
back with my
there could
dad
be only one.
and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way.
Figure out where to put your
All
toes.
this talk about other races and the world ending. If I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me,
No, don't do
but
that.
maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my
Definitely
vision
exploded.
pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally
No.
got it.
Eh.
You guys were all there for me,
Scratch your
to
head with
teach
it.
me what's really
Give it to me.
important. I just
Mine.
had to open up and listen.
Can't take my cat paw.
In other words,
Meow.
if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin
Ah,
to
all
lose sight of
muggled
what
up
you
inside.
really care about.
Non-magic
Yeah.
folk.
I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about.
Pudding.
All I want
It's
to do is
definitely
protect
pudding.
the people that really matter to me. To fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Protect the people that really matter
Not
to me.
everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive.
When he was still alive, but
You
he's
know
dead now.
You're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does.
Fall off the bed. I have to
It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the
A big
people
weight's been
around
lifted
me,
off my
just
shoulders.
like I
But
always
not
have.
this one.
I think
That's what everyone was thinking, Riley.
Me too.
We're getting there. One more person to talk to. Maybe then we'll fight something.
I apologize for making you
Or
witness
is
that.
even
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
It's so shocking to
still
feel
not
like
sure
I'm a
everything we've
ripoff.
heard here is actually true.
Let's
I'm
not
actually
delude
exactly
ourselves.
like all the slaves
If
that
what
I
we've heard is a
enslaved
lie, it's a rather elaborate
to slave
one.
away. Slave.
I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of
And
being
now you all
alive,
found
don't
out
you
you're
think?
fake people.
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
But they're
When
not
you say
Renans.
the other Renans,
Ha ha
You
ha!
mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside
on, let's just go kill the
unfilled state
spirit.
that Rena may be in. If we do not
wanna
truly
make him
belong
dead.
there, we will have to think long
Do
and
like
hard
the
about where it
stabby
is that we wish
stab.
to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis
So,
might
Riley.
not even be a safe option.
I know you're still there.
And at the same time,
I have this
Danans
fancy
are
new
hardly
game.
likely to embrace Renans with open arms.
It's very old school
issue is
at the same
forced.
time.
Things could
It's
turn
Pokemon.
dire. There is,
But
after
all of the
3
Pokemon
centuries worth of hatred
are
to
anime
overcome between
characters.
us. And the victims of our rule.
The 3 starters
absolutely
are
every right
Goku,
to feel
Naruto,
animosity
and
towards us
Luffy.
Renans. Our own circumstances as
Very
the aggressors
interesting.
are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the
first gym leader is
Menancia
Nami
to be so down about
from One
people
Piece.
reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled.
It's
and I
quite
was
the
blessed to have
interesting conundrum.
sympathizers among my ranks.
Yes,
Still,
I'm thinking about
even
adding
now,
it to the stream
There
list.
remain ardent dissidents.
And like they,
But things
it's
can
like,
still change if
I
you
think
have
it's
the right people to help
like
lead
an
the way.
edit of an old, the
Isn't
old
that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis
Fire Red
after
ROM,
This is all over?
and like they
Indeed,
tweaked the story and
I
everything.
fully accepted the burden
Like
of
normally
that
the first town you go to,
In that regard,
I know you're still here, Cheats.
On that note,
Much
I have
appreciated.
something of a favor to
I have you opened as well.
Oh? What is it?
And
I wish for you
like
to
the
serve as a
first
mediator
place you
so
go
that the
to where you
Renans
can
can
usually
live
go
in Dana
left,
peaceably.
and that's like
As the
the
one and
road
only
to the
believing
Elite
thought.
Four, where you
Let's
fight
hope
your
Danans will
rival
listen to
for the
what you
first
have to say
time.
when problems arise.
Like obviously after
And I take
where
it that
Professor
you'll
Oak
be the
is
one
supposed to be.
represent the Renans?
It's completely blocked off.
I realize
Professor
that I'm
Oak
asking quite a
is,
lot.
I'm forgetting his name,
The fact of the matter
from
is that it
Bleach.
will take
He's the
time
guy
for
with the
Reynolds
hat.
to re-enter Danon's
Trains
society
Ichigo.
without any bloodshed.
He's the professor.
That is why.
Your two rivals are, I think it's
Same
somebody
as
from
every
Fairy
time.
Tale and
Is
Light
it too much?
from
No,
Death Note.
Relax. You get so tense.
And one of the first
formal
people
when
you
you're
battle
asking for a
is
favor.
Weevil Underwood from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
And then tries to pull the Exodia thing by throwing your Pokemon into a river.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Yeah.
Then I'll ask once
I
again.
played it for a second
Time
just to
just
see, like, I
friends.
obviously picked Goku as my starter Pokemon.
Will you help
Obviously.
me?
And you start off with
You
Kid
need
Goku,
to
so then
ask.
he evolves into Adult
Of course
Goku, and
I
I'm guessing
will.
that it's Super Saiyan Goku afterwards.
Thank you.
Same as where you start with Kid Naruto. And Luffy just starts as Luffy. I don't know what he evolves into.
From their past and using it to create a better
What?
future for everyone.
What do you evolve
What
into
about
Ace?
you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the lands?
Yeah, I'm thinking about
He's probably fine.
I'm not really
and
all
like
that shocked,
the
actually.
one of the first Pokemon, well,
I met
Pokemon
Ren
that
in a
you
literal sense,
encounter
but I've
in the
never
first
really
route
felt
is
like one
Krillin.
of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because
Yep,
for a
so
really,
I'm
really
thinking
long
about,
time, all I ever thought
Thinking about
was
starting
how
that. I
was
think I'm
going
gonna put up a
die.
poll,
Not if or when.
see what people
but
think.
how.
I know I posted
I
something
thought I'd
earlier
die
about it.
alone.
Well, the
That
other
fate
day.
had me in its steely grip.
I wonder if it's hard to
I
make
would have
sounds.
never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone
No.
like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have?
And then sell it.
It's been
Yeah, I think
going
it'd be a
on
lot of
for
fun. Like even do like a
300 years.
Nuzlocke or something where it's
All
like,
this tragedy and destruction.
or like every time the
When you
Pokemon
consider
faints,
the
they're actually like
Hellgantros
dead,
part in all
dead.
this, it's been even longer
No,
than that.
Krillin! That'd be the time that I actually
It
just
was
level up
Naori's hope
Goku
that
to.
somehow, someone
when
in
he
the
goes
future
Super
would
Saiyan.
be able to stop it before it was too late. How it fell on
Damn
us
it,
of all
Krillin!
people to
Why you
heed
gotta
that
die
call
again?
is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed.
I swear, every different
She considered me, a Danon, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own
I
people
haven't
too.
even seen the whole show, and I already know that.
I don't think she wanted the
That's
world
how
to
they
be
made
saved,
all of
so we
the
could
like
go back
all
to
of the
hurting each
different
other.
like caves in the mountains for the roads to go through. That's
this
just
is
like
what
it
she
just happened
meant.
to be like a hole that Krillin went in.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisama
Hey Krillin,
earlier,
we need to
about
help
all
the
that
people
stuff,
build
like
roads
everyone's
through the
needing to
mountains.
meet
What do you
halfway
mean,
and
Goku?
embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said
What
that
do
the
you mean?
first
Are
step
you just gonna,
down
like,
that path was for each of us to
Stab
put
it with
aside
a
our
pickaxe?
own hatred.
No, just
You're
your
really
back.
strong,
means
Goku. Couldn't you have
forgiving
just
other
punched
people.
that? Yeah, I
Even
guess
and
so.
Especially before they forgive you.
Got a new hut for Larry.
Forgiving. So it goes
Oh.
both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
We'll try that next time.
I don't
4 months
just
down the
mean
road. We need to
forgiving
make
things
another
that happened
tunnel.
in the
No,
past
Goku,
either.
remember!
Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to.
Lithium Falcon be
I
playing
Better than
Apex.
most, thanks to these thorns.
Cheats be playing
It's
Warzone.
not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there
We'll
with you,
understand nothing, because
I too
no
want
one's
to
gonna
protect
care.
the world we
And
live
why
in
do you keep
and all
doing
the
this?
people we care about.
Why?
I think
I
that's
don't
the very least I
understand.
can do to repay Naori for
Power
everything
pose.
that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in. And I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten.
You
I
forgot
want
twice.
to live. And that's the honest truth.
Okay. Now can we go kill something?
Well, is everybody
God
ready to
damn
do
it.
what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
I remember when rainbows were a good thing, and now you just get
Like Law said,
that's cool.
if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, and so be it.
Come on now. Let's
It's trying to rob
get
us of
through
our
this,
entire
guys.
world.
We got all
It's going
fancy
to take not
weapons,
just our home,
all fancy
but
armor,
all
new
of existence
accessories.
along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy.
How many ways do you need, kid? I don't know.
But it's not only that. One way or another,
Do you
I
wanna
think
get
beating
a
the Great
cookie
Spirit
doodle
is going to be
like
tied to
that?
us saving Shion.
All of the Easter stuff.
Clicky doodah.
Yeah, you're pretty cookie doodle.
You're saying there's a chance?
Oh my.
Did you not show me cookie doodle?
No.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that
This is
appeared at the
a
spirit channel
$250
showed
controller.
Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it,
So much
it's the same one that she
It's
sees
also
from
got
her own thorns as well.
4 extra
Indeed.
buttons on the bottom and 2
Shion's
extra
thorns are
for the triggers.
comprised of
They're in
powerful astral energy. The one type
no, the
which we
ones that
know
you were
is
clicking.
native
Those are
only
4
to
extra,
Rena.
and then there's 4 in where the trigger, or 2 were in where the triggers
And
are.
if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit?
Because it's a custom
It's not
Razer
actually on Reddit
Xbox
like we
controller,
Oh,
and it comes with
We don't know
extra
anything for
buttons.
At the very least, though,
Why do you need more
it's
buttons?
possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
More there.
You can switch out the
while main
D-pad, the
body
joystick
resides in Rena.
for different ones.
But still, why do you need more buttons? It's cool, huh?
Shion,
Hopefully that's not doing anything to your PC.
No, it's not on.
Okay.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's
It's
great
a
spirit,
rainbow, like all the rest
I'm
of
going
the
to go
setup.
over there and give it a piece of my mind.
Rainbow, everyone! Rainbow!
What? That confused me. Okay.
Worship the
question
rainbow.
is, how do we confront it?
Taste the
Yes.
rainbow.
Suffice
Skittles.
to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome.
Everyone
in their
loves
own
Skittles. And then there's
right.
Fruit
This is an
Loops.
altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
The first time in 14 years.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naomi.
Come on, guys, you've discussed this so very much. We can leave this place now.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time.
I swear to God, if we
It
have
wouldn't
to
ask
go
us
talk
fight
to
it
him,
unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
I swear to fuck.
Our minds are made.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you
Look,
with
don't
a
get me
position
wong,
you
this
never
is a-
asked for, then you're discarded like
A
you're
story-based
nothing?
game.
Who the hell do they think
But
they
it's
are?
very story.
More
It's
important,
very story
who do
right
they
now.
think we
Extremely,
are?
extremely
We
story.
might not even factor into their list of
More
concerns.
story. Are they
I
playing
just hope
together?
everyone on
No,
Lenegis
they're playing
is
2
safe.
separate games.
Oh, that's the
Worst
Apex.
comes to worst,
Yes.
Lenegis is equipped with a large number
Right,
of
'cause
starships that
it's
people can escape in.
Less brown.
As long as the whole satellite
Yes.
doesn't suddenly
See?
explode or something.
Look at how
we
less
should be
brown
fine.
it is. Look at all these colors.
Wait,
It's just a skin
explode?
on the gun.
In
And
any
look
case,
at these and
if we're truly
how
going to
very
make a
brown it
difference,
is.
it's
Especially
on
the
Rena
zombie
we're
dog.
needed, not Lenegis.
Yeah, but his
The
character's
people
covered
there
in
will be
green.
fine. I'm sure of it.
That's okay.
Right.
It's very green, not brown.
But it's brown undertones.
You're an undertone.
I try.
I don't even know what an undertone is.
Now let's go talk to the robot again.
Come on, Squiggly Poo, you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes? That's a lot of 250.
Do you have your answer for me?
Oh, yeah, it
We
is.
want to ask something
Yeah,
first.
430s.
You're asking us to fight an entire planet.
You're asking us
How
to fight a
exactly do you
planet.
expect us
How
to
do you
do that?
expect us to fight a fucking planet?
You must have something up
With
your
a big
sleeve,
gun.
or else you wouldn't put
Didn't
us
you
up to it.
didn't you get the Gundams? No?
The great astral
Oh.
spirit is an immense being, but its
Wrong-
actual will does not run throughout
Wrong
its entire
wrong,
body.
wrong series.
Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest
They made
of the
one in
body,
Japan.
and is where
They
its
do, they have
strength
an
is
actual
most
line
densely
that
concentrated.
moves.
Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall
Very
become
fancy.
unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
Come
By
on!
using the Rena's Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing
Come on,
and
just give me the
controlling
plan.
astral
Let's
energy.
go.
What?
Using their
That's
powers,
not it.
the Maiden shall seal
I
the
mean
great
skip.
astral
Oh,
spirit
skip,
within
like
her
a
body,
bit.
and the Sovereign
That's-
shall wield the power of the Rena's Alma to destroy it.
That's massive.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
These are people. Yeah, I
She was
know,
actually
but, like,
right
not
all
like
along.
No. It wouldn't even come up.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit
7 stories.
and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
Why is Japan like
So it really will kill me.
Yes, and all of
This
us.
method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
They spent all of the money that
What
they
are our
put
other
into this
options?
land into the
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her.
Yes.
We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
But we're not rational.
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
I see.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That
Maybe we
is
don't
why
need
it is
to.
necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
Can I get up?
No.
I can't get up. Oh, I feel you. I can't really drink.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it.
Can I have a wee bit of water?
If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
It's just like hard to get at.
Well, can it?
More difficult than it should be.
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so
there it
requires
is.
fine
Look at my
control
butt.
on the level of the
How
spirit
dare.
channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
Well,
What does that
that's
mean
the
for
way
us if
we
you won't
roll.
allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Are we gonna have to kill you first?
You?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing.
Don't turn the lights down now. Crawl into bed.
We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process.
You should see me at
If all
6
you're
then.
gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe,
Yeah.
then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
Alphen be pissed.
What you say is irrational.
Well, I actually want to
Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
Well, I mean,
You'll agree?
I've got no problems getting.
I am an observer.
We won't be here.
The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its
We're gonna
hands.
do perfectly fine. We're gonna make it
What
dead.
are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma?
We're gonna make
One
what
of your
dead?
buddies ran off with it back on
Who's
Lenegis.
gonna make who dead?
I'm gonna make the spirit dead.
The spirit dead.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great
I don't know.
Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral
Slash
energy.
and then, you know, like
So our
squares.
only option to retrieve it is
What
to head
happens
straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
That's the only way to do it. Flash radius happens,
According to
and
my
then, like, it goes,
observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena,
Okay.
where the Great Spirit's
But it's
core
like
is
really
located.
over dramatized.
So right in the middle of that giant flower then.
Yes.
I have one more question.
The astral flower.
You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet.
I would just bring something up.
What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Go
It will
put something to
explode.
bed. Go put something to
Without
bed.
the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Yes.
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
What?
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Havrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all.
Let's get this done. We're done talking. Let's kill some
It's our
stuff.
starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I
Excellent.
want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same.
Are you
Repair
sure?
work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Of course I will.
Man,
Oh.
is it too much to ask for Hevrick 35 to talk like a normal person?
It is.
I